Folks, Tommy Cowett here, back on the lawn with you. Beautiful day here in America. And today we're doing some rejuvenating pruning on holly. These are Burford holly, and they were probably up above the, they were on the second sash of that window above that. So we've taken them back pretty good. Show you a little bit here of what we're doing as far as this, you know, I'm basically doing it with hand pruners. And, you know, clipping a lot of it. Some of these are dead twigs. But I really did most of it with these. I wanted clean cuts because I want this to rejuvenate this summer. Right now, you know, we're in the height of growth for these. The deer have actually done a really good job of pruning these lower ones. Now, when it comes to some of these, this is a Nellie Stevens holly here. I'm going to stand back and show you what this was looking like. It was really overgrown. That's a pretty big Nellie. So I'm going to actually be taking the lower branches out of this. And I want to get this cleared so that people, it's not hitting them in the head. But I'm going to be taking a lot out from the base of this and exposing the base, the nabari, everything else under here, up to about 5 to 6 feet. Okay. Now another issue with this particular property is this. This is a azalea camellia that I don't know if you could see it back in there. There's a trellis way back in there. It was to be azalea, trained to the home, and these are magnificent. They're beautiful white azalea camellia. We're going to be doing some heavy-duty pruning on that guy. I looked up in here and saw that there's a possibility of continuing azalea, not on this guy, but this one. Pardon the camera work, if you could see that. I've got some branching that may just be close enough to the house to tack this guy up. If not, we'll be cutting it back hard and just starting over again. You know, we're always trying to keep, you know, some distance between the shrubs and the home. That's another part of this. And same thing on these autoluca and laurel, which happen to be mite infested right now. Can you see that little nudge out here? There's a little bit of an overhang. That's where the deer are getting down in and eating and pruning. But really, I'd like to have this about this level here. So that's kind of the way that's going to work. Kind of level up these two across that way. And now what to do with the Carissa holly. They've been pruned by deer. I don't like pruning them. I don't like shearing them. There's not much to prune. As you can see on these guys, there's a little bit that can be pruned, but it's where the deer can't reach. And then, of course, we got this shindo viburnum that, I don't know, I could leave it like it is. I might just clean it up a little bit around the base. But all right, folks, Tommy Cowett on a job here. And it's a beautiful August 3rd here, 2014 in Greensboro, North Carolina. And we'll see you in a bit. Folks, Tommy Cowett here back on the rejuvenative pruning workshop. I just want to show you where we're at. If you recall, there's a lot of growth underneath this Burford holly next to the grand old flag, and it's where we are. We really tried to make those some good close cuts on that'll heal up. Look, there was definitely some bird damage here. Birds pecking on these guys, probably trying to take some get them something, but a lot of trucks loaded up. And I want to show you the Setsugeka camellia and where we're at with it now. All right, you see the we tried to accomplish here is the espalier. That was the original desired effect of that Setsugeka camellia. We took our little laurel down pretty hard. I mean, viburnum at Shindo, and these guys. Now, I got a little more pruning to do on this. This I took down pretty low. I wanted to try to get them level, but it's getting a little harder. And I want to show you that these laurels, they've got a couple of issues. They've got mites, number one. You see the leaves. They've also got shot hole disease, which is a bacteria, causes that shot hole. Some of these also have some scale insect, white fly. They need a good tree and shrub treatment, so I'm going to call in the GrowinGreen team to get over here and help me with that. But you'd see some scale in here, soft scale. There was probably some phytophthora. I've cut a lot of that out, a lot of dead of these laurels, and I don't know, you know. We're going to give them some fert. See, all that was dead. There was a lot here on this other Nellie Stevens holly on this side. Sorry, that's not a Burford, that's a Nellie. And this Nellie here, I just took it up a bit. But just cleaning up this place, and I'm going all the way around. So just see what this looks like now. All right, we got a load of debris hauled to the dump, and anyway, Tommy Cowett here, signing out with you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. All right. Folks, Tommy Cowett here, back on the lawn with you, and we're looking at that rejuvenated pruning we were doing a couple of weeks ago, and I just want to give you an update and show you how we've continued around doing that. You can see we treed this up pretty good a while back, and this has been about 2 weeks. Here it is, September, and we're already starting to grow back. Getting all that rejuvenated pruning, we're flushing back out with new growth. I'll show you that Setsugeka. That turned out really nice. This was really overgrown. And then here on this other Nellie Stevens holly, kind of matched that guy up with the other one on the other end. And now you can actually get back in here, back, show you something about this viburnum here. It's a Shindo, and what it does is kind of unusual, but I kind of like it. Basically took everything away from the house. It's very important. You see how these branches are coming out here, and they'll serpentine along, and then it's going to lay down a new root. Look at that. And create a new tree. Kind of like a banyan forest here. I really like it. I'm just going to leave those guys in place. As you can see, it's really spread around. Let me show you what we're over here with the Thingo. I'll use this as a little tractor to pull some of this stuff down into the woods. But basically, going after this big cryptomeria cypress. Yeah, it's growing up against the house. And it's really, it's just overgrown. And what my goal is to cut down all this lower. The nice sugar maple is starting to change. Using this reciprocating saw, but you see that cypress bark? It's beautiful. You just wait till I get this thing pruned back quite a bit using this reciprocating saw. Also want to show you, this is the palomilla tree. Palomilla, this came up as a volunteer, and I actually put one of them in a bonsai pot. Huge. This guy right here, you see how the leaves have miniaturized. Normally they'd be like that. But the palomilla is really becoming a big timber product in the United States now. You can grow these guys. They're considered really a weed now. But look at the size of these leaves. They're huge compared to my hand. After they have beautiful blooms. There's a lot of virtue to it. These guys just came up in 1 year. I had to hack back this guy. 2 years. That large stump, you see that? That thing was over 20 feet tall in just 2 years. So you see how that's the first year on those guys? And there's farmers that are raising those in tree farms for timber. It used to be a big timber product of China, but they got a disease sort of similar to our Dutch elm disease we got here, and the chestnut blight that came from wood from China. Usually a beetle vectors these viruses. Anyway, just want to share that with you, and we'll get on this guy, and I'll be back in a minute after we get doing some pruning. Yeah, the old dingo will be pulling this stuff out into the woods. All right, folks, just a minute. See you in a bit. Tommy back, and we're finished up with the rejuvenated pruning on the cryptomeria I mentioned. Really wanted to get that back away from the house. And as you could see what I mentioned about the bark. Now, I like to use that reciprocating saw with a wood blade on it, because I get a real good clean cut close up. No gnarliness on those cuts, and they'll heal up real good. But look at that cypress bark. I love it, and I think that's going to look great. Now, you know, underneath it will pine straw. You know, some things for pruning, rejuvenative pruning, you can prune most any time of year. You see these rhododendrons. You wouldn't want to prune these right now. Not in the late fall. They've already set bud for next year. You'd cut it all off. So you've got to leave those guys alone, as well as azalea. And some types of hydrangea. Some hydrangea are fine. Pretty much prune them any time. But some you will, if you prune late in the year or too early in the spring, you could cut off your blooms. So most things, especially now, late summer, early fall, here it is mid-September, everything needs to be pruned right now, just about. So go ahead and do your pruning, but on flowering shrubs, you probably want to take precaution. And we're going to keep working around here. We've got that, look at that gigantic picnic table my dad built. It'll hold 16 people. Anybody interested in it, give me a call. Anyway, we'll be pruning up some of these eastern red cedars. But okay, that's a nice episode. I want to show you this nice thing we get from my mom every year at Mother's Day, and that is this Mondevilla plant. And she has tons and tons of little hummingbirds that come into that feeder every day. They're insane. All kinds of bird activity going on over here right now. Anyway, just want to share that with you folks. Tommy Cowett on the lawn, rejuvenative pruning. You guys have a great one. And go ahead and like us if you like it.